a lot as well. Let me mark a point, which is the beginning of everything. And everything starts from a point. The vast universe that we are also a part of also started from a point. But let me show you how geometry can start from a point and basically go on and on and on and, go into multiple beautiful things that you're going to see today. So, take a point and then see what I'm doing. I'm putting many points together. What's happening? You get a line. And when I start joining different lines together, I'm starting to get shapes. And then many more shapes together, I'm starting to get different types of shapes. See? And then notice something very interesting, okay? As these lines start getting, closer and shorter, what does it look like? Does it start looking like, a shape which all of you know? This one? Is that a circle? Yes, you can form different types of shapes depending on how you get these lines together. And see, as the lines, like I told you, got shorter and shorter, you start getting a circle. And let me show you something very interesting. If you take this circle and you cut it up, what do you get? Straighten that out. You get a line again. This is where we started, right? So you started with a point, went to a line, it became a shape, finally became a circle, and it came back to a line. So geometry starts with a point, goes all the way to a circle, and comes right back to where it started. All of this is connected, and that's why geometry is so beautiful. So what did I show you? I just put a small summary over here, as you can see. It's nothing but one to many. This is one point. Many points together forms a line. And many lines together form different shapes, as you can see over here. Now that I've given you all a big brief of geometry in a very different way, let me define it for you. And it's a very simple definition actually. What is geometry? Geometry is a branch of mathematics. You have other branches like you've got arithmetic, you've got algebra. And geometry is that branch which has everything to do about points, lines, shapes, and space. And when I say space, I mean like space inside some object. It could be a tennis ball or it could be an ice cream cone, anything. So that's geometry for you. Now, let's meet the first guy in geometry, the point. So what is a point? A point determines location. In the sense, you look at a point, you know that it can identify a place. It doesn't have any dimension, no length, no breadth. It's just a point, and that's it. It stays put. If you put it there, that's it. This is what we mean when we say it doesn't have a dimension. So let me give you an example, okay? If this is the earth, okay, so let's imagine this is the earth and I have all the continents over here. This is India, this is where we are, okay? Now, you live somewhere here, okay, you could live anywhere, I live somewhere here. Your home address is a point on the surface of the earth. It gives the location of where you stay. You know where we stay because you can show it as a point on the map. So quickly summarizing, what is geometry? Geometry is the study of points, lines and shapes and space. It starts with the most basic unit points. A point has no length, it has no breadth, it has no height, it only gives us the location. And that's what we learned. Now that you understood this so far, you know that a point is, many points together is going to lead to a line, many lines together is going to lead to a shape. You understood all of this. Let me show you a very simple video about lines. Because you first need to understand what the different types of lines are. All of them are not the same and all of them behave differently. So let's look at this very short, simple, easy video and then you come right back, okay?
There are 3 words I'm going to keep using again and again and again. Line, line segment, and ray. And since I'm going to keep using it again and again and again, it's my responsibility to clear out confusion between them. Because because they may seem confusingly similar, but they're actually different. And we're going to clear this out in the simplest possible way. So what is the difference between a line segment, and a ray? Shall we do that with an arrow competition? There's no better way to learn than with a game, right? So what I'm going to do now is 3 different things, but you need to observe carefully. This path followed by the arrow is what we call the line segment. Take a look at one more. This is what you call a ray. And one last one. Ready? And this is what you call a line. So what is the difference your keen eyes observed? In the first case, we had a starting point and an ending point, right? So that was a line segment. In the second case, we did have a starting point, but we let the end point go on. Right? We let it go on. That is called a ray. So a ray goes on from a point infinitely or forever in one direction. And finally, we had something called a line. And what did the line do? It did the same thing a ray did, but in 2 directions. So a line originated from a point and went in 2 ways. And in both the ways, it goes on and on and on forever. So I hope now that the difference between them is clear.
A line segment, as you can see, has 2 endpoints. A ray has 1 endpoint and extends endlessly in one direction. And a line does not have any endpoint. And what does it do? It extends in opposite directions forever and ever and ever. Question time for all of you. Okay, I hope you have your book and your pen and pencil handy. Okay, can you identify which one is which one? Just take a minute. Okay, so what do you think is A? The question is pretty simple. Is A a ray? Is it a line? Or is it a line segment? What do you think it is? Yes, it's a line segment. Why? Because it has a start point and it has a end point. Okay, so let's look at B. Can you all think and tell me what is B? Is it a ray? Is it a line? Is it a line segment? Think about what we learned just now, just a minute back. Yes, this is nothing but a line. Why? Because it goes endlessly in both directions. Very good. And the last one, what is C? Does it have a start point? Yes. Does it have an end point? No. Keeps going in one direction endlessly. So it is yes, it is a ray. And I hope now the concept is very clear to all of you. This was very easy, right? Now, let's move on to the next concept. And for that, let me show you something very interesting. Have you noticed how every train track looks just like the one on its side, but they never meet? Something like this? That's because they are parallel. And you know what? Lines can be parallel too. 2 lines that look exactly like the other one, but they do not meet each other, are called parallel lines. Now, sometimes lines are not happy just running parallel to each other.